Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of No Drama, No Trauma, helping your kids thrive in school. And with me today is, as always, is Debbie Mann from Turn the Page, LLC. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, good to see you, Jessica.
Good to see you too. As we wind down almost the end of the school year, it's really crazy. The topic that we really think should be talked about today, and I know it's something that I'm seeing that a lot of kids are dealing with, and I'm sure you are too, Debbie, is balance. How do we deal with balance and help our kids deal with balance and deal with balance in our own lives, right?
Right.
What do you see going on?
You know, I often see that, especially this time of year when they're approaching finals, kids who tend to be a little bit anxious anyway, I see them overstudying a lot. By overstudying, I mean that almost has an obsessive quality to it. They've studied over and over and over the same information. They're afraid to stop studying because they're afraid they'll miss something or not remember something. And I also find that when I work with these students, or for me, clients who are doing this sort of obsessional studying, if we can work together to create some balance, practice this, practice learning the information in a short period of time, give yourself a break, maybe go back to it, have somebody quiz you, see what you don't know, and then stop at some point.
Right.
And allow yourself to just, feel good about the fact that you studied, take the test. I have found that students do much better than those who study all night, obsess, study in the morning, hurry up, study more. Because I think that obsessive kind of studying breeds more anxiety, which breeds more anxiety, which really reduces their overall score that they get.
Right. And what happens when they're up all night studying?
And they're not resting, right?
Eating properly. Point where your brain just short circuits, and then in the morning they're waking up exhausted.
Exactly.
Right. And
then the same type of relaxation stuff for students that I do for other things, kind of letting it go, let all those anxious thoughts out of your mind has been helpful.
Yeah. So especially with finals coming up, and I know those students that also have test prep at the same time they're doing final exam prep, that takes a huge amount of balance, right?
Absolutely.
And you're going to have to learn how to chunk out your time a little bit. And like Debbie said, you have to take brain breaks. You have to, and go have fun, right?
And accept the fact that you know what you know. I mean, so if sometimes I think that the anxiety is saying you don't know the information, but the reality is you do know it. And so really, even if you're using somebody in your life, a parent, a teacher, a tutor, somebody that can sort of bounce that off, you can bounce it off of them and test you or ask you questions or explore what you know and don't know, so that you can have that downtime to relax and get yourself better prepared mentally to take a test, actually.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's exactly what I see going on right now. A lot of times, and parents are like, well, they're not studying enough, or they're not. Yes, but you need to break up your study time, right? And you need to realize that study time is homework, right? And that's what I see a lot is they tell me they're doing their homework, but they don't necessarily tell me that they're leaving time to study. So then if they leave it to the last minute, and it creates more anxiety because they cannot physically cram all of that into their minds and their brains, right?
Right. And also when I think about balance in this kind of situation, I think about balancing your time. So part of your time is studying and part of your time is relaxing, and doing both of those things that are equally important. You're going to be more successful if you could do both of those things, not just studying, not just relaxing and not studying, but spending time doing both. So if you have 2 hours in the evening, breaking that up into, as you said, smaller segments of studying with intermittent things that are relaxing. I think that can be really helpful.
And it takes a lot of self-discipline, unless you have a parent that is helping you to navigate, right, and maneuver this. It takes a lot of self-discipline, especially for the college students. I see more college students this year than I've ever seen before. And I think that's part of coming out of, your juniors and seniors coming out of COVID.
Right.
but learning how to the kids to learn how to at least try to balance and not just all have fun. And but the problem is once they get on video games or once they get on YouTube, right, they lose track of time.
Yeah, so I don't find actually video games always relaxing, especially ones that have a lot of activity going on or a lot of violence going on. Your brain is getting stimulated during that time. Even if the kid views it as something fun, your brain is still getting highly stimulated.
Yes.
When I think about relaxing, I think about maybe some physical exercise. I think talking to a friend. I think even snapping, if they're on Snapchat, could be less stimulating for the brain than some of these other things that they're doing. I also think that for parents, if you see your kid, studying, doing homework, sometimes it looks like, okay, we're doing great. We're doing everything we should be doing. But I would encourage parents to check in with those students and ask them how they feel, whatever it is they're studying. Do they feel confident? Is there any way to help them? Have they taken a break? Because just as we want kids to do well, we want them to study, we also want them to have good mental health. So taking breaks,
100%.
confident is really important. Yeah.
100%. So if there's parents' questions that come along as we put this out there into the universe, we are here to answer. I know, it's a time that parents as well are really trying to balance their own lives.
Right.
So as many tips and strategies that we can give you as parents out there, I think, the more the better. As we come into the summer, we could talk a little bit about the summer.
Yeah, I was just going to say that actually, as summer approaches, the same concept, right? Balance. Some students get tons of summer homework, some just get a little bit. In either case, I think balancing. For students who don't get much opportunity to practice, maybe they're not getting homework in the summer, maybe balance out the fun with some practice skills so that when they get to September, they'll remember some of the things that they were doing. And for those students who get inundated with summer homework, also helping them to create balance so they can have some downtime, feel like they got summer, feel like they relaxed, and also not waiting till the 11th hour, right?
100%. That's exactly what I was just
cramming it all in doesn't work. And so
do a little bit before you go away on vacation, right? Maybe read that book. And so that when you're not reading it over vacation, because how many kids are going to read their book over break, right, over when they go away, right? So maybe read it before you go away, and then when you get back, you can start your report or whatever you need to write about the book.
Yeah.
And if you get a big huge math packet, I know especially kids that are going into honors or APs get a big math packet. Break it up and figure out, okay, I'm going to do 5 pages this week, or 5 pages when I get back from our beach house, and 10 pages in the beginning of August, or really strategize how to break it up.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I have 3 teens, one's college now, but he's still a teen. And they all did it a little bit differently. So one of them wanted to do a little bit of each subject every week. One of them wanted to do just one subject. And then when that was done, start the next subject.
The next one.
I think really taking your cues from your child is important, because that's what they feel confident doing and feel good doing. But definitely breaking it up and spreading it out, I think, is ideal.
Yeah, and they may resist you on that, They may be resistant, but believe me, in the long run, it is going to help them. So, set up a summer schedule, because when I sit and talk to kids right now, I say, so what are you doing this summer? And a lot of them have either camp or their things already planned, or they know when they're going away, or, they're working, they have a job, and it's great. So, okay, so let's figure out, what do you want to do this summer? Are we going to do you need help with any of your summer assignments? Do you want to come in and start prepping for AP Physics in August? So that when you start school, it'll be easier. Whatever it is that can help balance and alleviate stress.
Yes.
And not wait till the last minute.
I agree, 100%.
So, well, great. This has been a great little segment on balance.
Yes.
And everybody have a great summer. Maybe we'll come out one more time before the summertime. But as always, Debbie, Great chatting with a perspective of, because we all have to think about mental health, guys. That's what's going on right now.
Absolutely. All right.
So